across output devices. Okay, so when we come across input devices and output devices, while writing C++ program, what we can consider is like general output stream or the output device we will consider like a monitor or the screen, and general input device or input stream we will consider like a okay. So here you have to remember that console input, this word refers to the input stream. Console input refers to the input stream, that is nothing but keyboard. Console output refers to the output stream, that refers to the monitor. Okay.
Monitor.
The standard input device is usually the keyboard. So this sentence, the standard input device is usually the keyboard. Next thing is the operator is an extraction operator or input operator. So this type of operator is called as extraction operator or input operator.
Input operator.
Mute ಮಾಡೋದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು.
Okay.
ಏನೋ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೇಳಿ. So next, so we have to look at the syntax here. So how it works and all. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so in case of syntax of scene statement, so first we will consider like the word scene. Okay, when you consider the word scene, after word scene you have to put the operator. Okay, see that operator is nothing. So just a minute. In the notepad I will show you how it works. Okay. Can you see the notepad? Notepad ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಗುರು, ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ. Now? Okay, thank you. It is visible, I think.
Yes, Guru, ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
Okay, fine. So, when we look at the statement of scene, so we have to write like this, CIN, that is in small letters, okay. This operator is called as extraction operator. So that is greater than symbol 2 times you have to write continuously. So without leaving a space. If you leave space, even at least one space if you leave also, it is not correct. So you have to write continuously 2 greater than symbols. That is called as extraction operator. After extraction operator, you need to write the variable name here. A variable name. So this is one syntax. Another syntax is if I want to use many variables, write cin, put the extraction operator, say v1, variable 1, put the extraction operator, v2, put the extraction operator, v3. So in this way, you can keep on writing the variables, how many variables we need it. So this we can consider like first syntax. That is cin extraction operator variable name. Then this is nothing but the second syntax. Cin extraction operator v1, extraction operator v2, extraction operator v3, up to so on. Okay. Now, so in this statement, so the word cin refers to console input. Okay, and this operator is called as extraction operator. So I have to remember these two, or even we can call it as an input operator, extraction operator or input operator. So why it is called as extraction operator means because this operator will extract the value from the keyboard. This operator will extract the value from the keyboard, so it is called as an extraction operator. So when it extracts the value from the keyboard or any alphabet or digit, so generally keyboard refers to input device, so it is also called as input operator. Okay, so that means we are doing operations with the keyboard. So now according to this syntax, if we use this in the program, for example, if I say like CIN extraction operator A, so according to the first syntax I'm telling CIN extraction operator A, then whatever the extracted value is there, that is put into this variable A. So when it extracts the value from the keyboard, that it is put into this variable. Okay. Next, similarly, according to second syntax, if I say cin extraction operator A, extraction operator B, extraction operator C. Then you need to give three values. So for example, if I say 10 space 20 space 30, if I give three values, so this value 10 will be stored in variable A, 20 will be stored in variable B, variable B, 30 will be stored in variable C. In this way it works. Whereas in case of first, according to first syntax, you need to give only one value. For example, I said 10. So this 10 will be stored in variable A. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Now coming to the MS Word document. So here you are seeing extraction operator variable name. Where next scene extraction operator V1, V2 up to Vn, n number of variables we can use here. Where V1 to Vn are the variables. Okay. The extraction operator or input operator. This operator is used along with scene object. So this word scene is also called as an object. So in next chapter, classes and objects, I will tell in detail what is a class, what is an object, how we can use the object and all. But with respect to this chapter, you just remember this word as a statement or an object. Okay. Examples they have taken. According to first syntax, scene extraction operator n. So according to the first syntax, it is scene means console input, extraction operator n is a variable. According to the second syntax, scene extraction operator A, extraction operator B. So that means two variables we are considering here. Okay, and see this scene extraction operator A, extraction operator B can be also written as individually. Scene extraction operator A, put semicolon, again scene extraction operator B. So however we want, we can write it. That means by using first syntax only, we can declare two variables. We can write two variables in scene statement. Okay. Now we will see one simple program. So how it works, we'll get an idea. Okay. Okay. So here, in this program, what we are doing, like we are taking two variables, that is I and F. Okay. I refers to the data type integer, F refers to the data type float. Okay. And there is a statement called as cout. Cout refers to console output. So in case of console output, we have to enter one message, just like printf statement in C language. So here we will enter the message. So I have written the message called as enter an integer. Same thing, it will appear on the output screen. So I have written here output also, you just observe here. So this is nothing but an output. So enter an integer, it will appear. Then after this cout statement, there is a statement called as cin. So whenever program control comes to this particular statement, okay, so on the output, it will wait for the user to enter the value. So once user enters the value in the program control will go to the next line. So unless user enters the value, the program control will not go to the next line. So I have entered 12 here. So this 12 is stored in variable I. Okay. Next, enter and floating point number. So the same message it is displayed on the screen. So I have entered 2.23. So this 2.23 is stored in F. Okay. And whatever value I have entered, that we are displaying once again by using cout statement. So integer value is equals to I. So integer value is equals to 12. Endl refers to it should go to the next line in the output screen. So that the word's floating point number is displayed on the next line in the output. So here floating point number is equals to F. Okay. So this I will execute and I will show you. Okay. I hope this editor screen is visible, right? Editor screen.
Yes, Guru, visible.
Okay, fine. So I'll write the program here just to observe. So in case of C++, whenever we start writing the program, we have to start with the header file IO stream. So IO stands for input output. I stands for input, O stands for output. So input output stream. Then as usual, in case of C language also, we were using this line conio.h, console input output. Okay. Then program execution starts from the main function. Okay. Then here, so I can take two variables here, int and float. Okay. So while taking variables, it's very simple. So I have taken here letter I because I stands for integer and F stands for floating point number. That's all. Then clear screen. Okay. Then we will write the cout statement. Okay. So enter an integer. Then scene I. Similarly, enter even I can write cout statement in one statement, like enter an integer and floating point number. There I've entered 2 times because just to understand. That's all. Scene F. Okay. Then to display same cout, integer value is equals to I. And then floating point value equals to so this is the program written. So I'll execute this program just to observe. So enter an integer. If suppose if I enter 11, next enter the floating point number. If I enter 12.25 or 24, anything. So integer value is equals to 11, floating point value is equals to 12.25. Okay. So this is the output we got it. So now we will try to execute the program line by line so that we'll come to know how it works. Okay, just to observe. So program execution starts from the main function. Okay, the line highlighted color it is showing its execution starts from main function. Then, so clear screen. Okay, so enter an integer. So this cout, COUT and CIN is linked with the iostream.h header file. So the program control will move to the iostream.h header file. So how iostream.h header file works, that if we don't understand also, it is not a problem. Just we have to understand our program, that's all. Just we should know how cout statement is linked with iostream.h header file. Okay. Next, just we can trace these lines and we'll go. Here, this line is very, very important. So when program control comes to cin statement, so you just observe how it moves to the console screen. See, automatically the program control, the mouse control will appear on the console screen. That is, it is waiting for the user to enter the value. The concept of cin statement is nothing but it will wait for the user to enter the value. So now I enter 11. Again, in the program, the control is coming to the next line. So this is how cout statement works. Next, again, cin statement is there. So cin means console input. Okay, console input means it should go to the console screen. So this is the editor screen. The mouse control or the program control should go to the console screen. So it is moving to the console screen. Okay. So if I enter like 23.23, any number. So now it is coming. Now, in this case also, we can check the values whatever we have entered. Okay, that is it is getting correctly or not. So there is a debug option. So debug menu, you go to the debug menu, there is an option called as inspect. So when you press enter, in case of inspect option, you type the variable here. If I type I, so at the top right corner of the screen, it is visible. So the value of I is 11. And within the bracket, whatever it is there, that is the address of the memory location. So that you need not worry. Okay, just you observe the value. Data type is int, value is 11. Okay, similarly, go to debug, inspect, press F. Okay, so F value is 23.23. Data type is float. Okay, next. So if you trace the program, so again floating point value it will display. Okay. So integer value is equals to 11, floating point value is equals to 23.23. I hope you people have understood. So any doubts here? So any doubts in this program? You can chat and tell.
No, Guru, no doubt.
Okay, fine. So we'll move to the next thing. Okay. Okay. So next program is, so program to read a character and display it. So it's very simple program, but when we look at the output, we will come to know how it works. That means uh, what unique thing is present and what we have to learn from this program. Important thing, what we have to learn, that we will see when you look at the output. Okay. So when we consider the program, it's very simple. It's nothing. But we should see, so what will be the output? Okay. Okay. So in this program, we are taking the variable C, okay, and we have taken that data type is character. So we can take integer, float, character, double. So here we have taken the character intentionally because the program heading says program to read the character. Program to read a character. So whenever we come across to read the character, then we have to take compulsory char data type. So if they say read an integer, then we have to take data type int. If they say read a floating point number, then we have to take float. Okay. So here they are telling read a character. So we have to take char, data type as char. Next. So similar to the previous program, we have said enter an integer. So here in this program also we have to say enter the character. So when you say enter the character, next statement will be the scene statement. That's the same thing we are displaying on the screen. So the character is. So we are displaying whatever the entered character. So here I have taken three outputs. We can take any number of outputs. So intentionally I have taken three outputs because in the first output, when you execute program for the first time, enter between capital letters and small letters. And that is from capital letter A to Z or small letter A to Z, that you enter the value and see what will be the output. Next time when you execute the program, you enter any digit and see what will be the output. Next time when you execute the program, you enter two characters. Okay. Two characters in the sense either two digits or two letters or two symbols, anything. But two things should be there. Then you see what will be the output. So whatever you enter, it will be displayed on the screen. In the last case, if you enter many number of characters, say for example 5, 1, 2, 3 or A, B, C, D, only one will be considered in the memory. So that is the thing here. So I will execute and show, we'll come to know. Okay. Okay. Now we'll execute this program. Is the blue screen visible? Okay. char C. So enter a character. Okay. So I think this screen is visible for all. If not, just tell me. Just a minute. Okay, so we'll try to execute this program. First, we'll save the program. Okay. So when I execute this program, you just observe the output. So it says enter the character. So if I enter, say for example, B, any character, so the character is B. That means this value will be stored in variable C. And if suppose if I enter small letter C or B, so it is stored in variable C. Similarly, if you enter any digit, say 5, so character is 5. And if you enter any symbol, so for example dollar, so the character is dollar. Now, if I enter two characters, what happens you see? For example, if I enter A, B, C, okay. So when you enter more than one character, all the characters will not be stored in this variable. So this point you have to understand. All the characters will not be stored in this variable. So only first character will be stored, that is A. So if you observe the output, the character is A. So ABC, the letters ABC, it is not stored in the variable C, that is character variable. Only letter A is stored, because whenever you consider the data type as CHAR, one value will be stored. If you give any number of values also, only one value will be stored. Now, if I want to store more than one value, then I have to consider this as an array. Okay. In C language, you have studied about arrays. So if I want to store more than one value in a single variable, then we have to consider it as an array. So if I don't consider it as an array, then you give any number of values. Out of those values, only first value is considered. Okay. I hope you people have understood this. So once again, we can trace this program and see. Okay. So execution starts from the main clear screen. So enter a character. So if I enter like ABC, so character is A. Okay. So understood? All of you? Okay, fine. So now I will move to the next part of the this thing. Okay. Okay. So next program is about again CN statement only. So even this program is also very, very important. So I'll tell you why it's like that. Okay. Okay. So in this program, so what they're telling, program to read an integer, character, and a double value. So three things they're telling. So we have to consider three variables. In first variable, you have to give the integer value. In the second variable, you have to give the character value. In the third variable, you have to give the floating point value. So double is nothing but the floating point value. So if you observe this program, so I have taken variable I as an integer, C as a character, D as a double value. So next, enter an integer, character, and a double value. So here, three values we have to enter. So we have to consider three variables. Okay, so one for integer, another for character, another for double. So in the CN statement, I have taken like I, C, and D. So I stands for integer, C stands for character, D stands for double. So when you enter the values, the same values are displayed on the output screen. Okay, the integer is, the character is, the double value is. But so we have to see here how output is displayed. Okay, so what makes the difference here? Just we are entering integer value, character value, and double value, but in the output, how we have to give the value, that we should know. Okay, so before that, I will tell you one thing here, that is, so whenever we are entering the value on the console screen, in two ways we can enter. So one is, if suppose if I want to enter three values, say 10, 20, and 30. Okay. So in two ways we can enter. So first way is, so type 10, leave one blank space, type 20, leave one blank space, type 30. So in this case, so 10 is considered as, okay, first input, then, so 20 is considered as second input, okay. 30 is considered as third input. So if I enter 10 space 20 space 30, 10 is considered as first input, 20 is considered as second input, 30 is considered as third input. This is one way of entering the value. Second way is like type 10, press enter key, then just a minute. Type 10, press enter key, type 20, press enter key, type 30, press enter key. In this case also, so 10 is considered as first input, 20 is considered as second input, okay, then 30 is considered as third input. Okay, so I'm telling, so whenever we are entering the values on the console screen, that is black screen, so if I enter 10 space 20 space 30, 10 will be considered as first input, 20 is second input, 30 is third input. In the second case also, this is the second way of entering the values. So type 10, press enter key, type 20, press enter key, type 30. That is in 3 lines I'm entering. So 10 is first input, 20 is second input, 30 is third input. Okay. So if we consider in this way, that is either either we are entering the values by leaving blank space, or we are entering the value by pressing enter key. So what happens in the present program we will see. Okay. Okay, in the present program, what we have done is, so we have to enter three values, okay, integer, character, and double. So you just look at this output, how I entered the value. That is 57 space, that means space means we have to press space bar, that is considered as space, A, again space bar, 25.40. So three values I have entered. 57 first value, A second value, 25.40 third value. So how it will consider is like when you type 57 and press space bar, so that is the end of the first input. So if you don't press this space bar, how many times you enter the value, that will be considered as first input only. For example, if I say after 57, if I don't press space bar, just if I start pressing any values here without leaving space bar, then everything is considered as first input. Okay. So only what we have to do, either type space bar or press enter key. If you press enter key also, it is considered as second input. Now here 57 will be the first input, A will be the second input, 25.40 is the third input. So first input will be stored in variable I. You look at the Cin statement here. A will be stored in variable C, 25.40 will be stored in variable D. So this is how we have to understand. In Cin statement, in what order you are giving, in the same order it is storing. So in Cin statement, I have given first variable I, second variable C, third variable D. So 57 will be considered for variable I, A will be considered for variable C, 25.40 will be considered for variable D. So the integer value is 57, character is A, double value is 25.4. Okay. Now, if I give the values in different orders, what happens? We will see. Okay, you look at this table. Okay, people look at this table. If I give in different order input, that is one time space bar, another time enter key, or three times enter key, or three times space bar, or without giving space bar, what happens? We will see. See, in case of first test, that is when we execute the program for the first time. So if you look at this table, we can say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times we have executed the program. So in 6 text cases, we can give the value. In the first case, you see 57 space A space 26.9. It's very easy. 57 will be stored in variable I, okay. A will be stored in variable C, and D contains the value 26.9. So this is the first case. It's very easy to understand. Next case, 57 space A, enter key 26.9. So what I have done is 57 space bar A, enter key 26.9. In this case, 57 will be stored in variable I and A will be stored in variable C. D contains 26.9. Next case, 57 press enter key, A press enter key 26.9. This is also very easy. First value will be 57, second value will be A, third value will be 26.9. That is, I contains 57, C contains A, then D contains 26.9. Okay. This is fourth case is very important here. So what we have done, see, I have entered values in one line and even without leaving any blank space, without pressing space bar. So in this case, what happens, we will see. So what I have entered is 57A 26.9. Now you look at the Cin statement here once. If you look at the Cin statement, okay. So I have to compare, when you are entering the value, you have to compare the values with the Cin statement. So if you look at the Cin statement, in Cin statement, three variables are there, I, C and D. I belongs to integer, C belongs to character, D belongs to floating point value. And you have entered the values like 57A 26.9. So here what happens is, when it consider first value 5, next value 7, both are integers. So it is taking integer value. That is correct. 57 is considered as integer. Next, when it comes across A, it is not an integer. So if it is not an integer, it will stop, because in the Cin statement, second variable data type is character. If you observe here, second variable data type is character, but A is not an integer, right? So it will stop. That means first input will stop. So A will be considered as second input. 57 is considered as first input, A will be considered as second input. So instead of typing A, if I have typed like 7 or 8 or 9, still it was considering integer only. But instead of typing numbers, I have typed some letter or a symbol. So it is considered as second input. After that, 26.9 is considered as the third input, because second input, it should consider only one character. Either you press integer or a digit or a symbol, it should consider only one character, because data type is CHAR. Wherever data type is CHAR, it should consider one character. So it is considered only A, and remaining thing will come in third input. So I contains the value 57, C contains the value A, 26.9 is stored in variable D. Okay. Next input you see 577 space 123. Okay. So in this case, 577 is considered as first input. Blank space, it is not considered. 123, in case of 123, 1 will be considered as second input, 23 will be considered as third input. Because in case of 123, we can take only one for character. That is only one character for character. So out of 123, if you consider 1 for the second variable, 23 will be the for the third variable. So 577 will be stored for integer, 1 will be stored for C, then D contains the value 23. So in this way we can enter the value. Same thing if you enter like 577 plus enter key and 123. So 577 will be stored for integer value. C contains the value 1, D contains the value 23. So we'll execute and see this one.